Hi, and thanks for tuning in. This is Jacob with Copper Press. We're going to be talking a little bit about Bluesky today. Bluesky is a reasonably new alternative to Twitter. It was founded by former CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. And so, why does it matter? The reality is, there's a lot of dissatisfaction right now with where Twitter's going. Whether you love or hate Elon Musk, it doesn't seem like there's anything in between. Um, the direction of Twitter has pretty drastically changed, and so I know there's a lot of people and a lot of publishers who might be looking for an alternative, and so. I've been playing around with Bluesky for a while now, and I really do think that it's worth a little bit of attention. One thing that's nice about Bluesky is that they do have a focus on journalism, and so if you check out their blog, they have a press FAQ page where they talk about why they're embracing journalists and how journalists can get involved. Um, and so, is it worth your time? I think it depends a lot on your audience. The one big benefit, if you were to adopt Bluesky as one of your social platforms, is that you're coming in early, and so I think there's a good chance you'll begin to attract an audience that you might not otherwise be able to reach. So the big question is, how do you get in? The good news is it's not very hard to create an account. What's tricky is you have to have an invite. Right now, it's still in invite only mode. Um, Once you're a member, you're going to be getting an invite code every week. In the meantime, uh, be, because you're press, you can reach out on that FAQ page. There's an email address you can email, let them know who you are, what you're trying to accomplish, and how many invite codes you need for your staff, and they'll send you a whole set of invite codes. Other ways to get an invite code, reach out to me. Like I said, I've been on Bluesky for a while. I've got several invite codes ready to roll. Another option is if you have any tech savvy friends, there's a good chance they might already have an invite code. And so reach out to them. And worst case scenario, there's always Twitter. That's how I got my invite code. Just search Twitter for hashtag Bluesky invite. And there's a ton of people who also have invite codes and they're wanting to help build and expand that community. And so that's another great way to get started. So, if you want to create a Bluesky account, I'll just walk you through the steps. You come to bsky.app. That's not a .com, it is .app.app. So bsky.app. Click on create new account. You're going to use Bluesky as the hosting provider. As far as I know, we don't have other hosting providers set up yet. One of the big benefits of Bluesky is that the entire infrastructure has been built in a way to allow multiple people to host the environment. Why that matters is if you start to use Bluesky and you're like, hey, I have a fundamental opposition with Jack Dorsey. It gives you an opportunity to keep your social environment, keep your audience, but move on to a new hosting platform. Yeah, but for now, leave it at Bluesky. Click next. You need your invite code. So I'm just pasting in one of my invite codes. I'm setting up a new user for BizWest, by the way, and so you'll see me use their references as we go along. And so pop in your invite code. Next is your email address. Right now I'm setting up Dallas. And so and then you enter in a password and make sure you use a secure password. And finally, you're entering in a birth date. I don't know Dallas's birth date. So I'm just going to put in 1973 and click next. And here you need a user handle. Um, you can either be thoughtful about the user handle, or what's another great feature of Bluesky is you're able to brand your user handle to your domain name. And so in the case of BizWest, they've decided to use user-based handles. So in this case, it's going to be dhetzel at .bizwest.com. That's right. You get to use your own domain as part of your handle. Chris Wood, the publisher there, you'll find him cwood.bizwest.com. In my case, I'm the only account. And so you'll find my handle at copperpress.tech. And so however you want to structure that, maybe you want to just use first names or just last names, it could be just hetzel.bizwest.com. Again, in BizWest's case, they like this moniker of first letter of the first name followed by the last name. Their email addresses are the same. And so for now, we got to stick with the .bsky.social. So really this handle is temporary. It doesn't matter much. Go ahead and click next. And you're just going to click through these. If you want to follow a user or subscribe to a topic, you can. Otherwise, just click your way through to done. And this account is set up. The next stage is going to be to update his handle. And so let me back up and just show you again. On this left-hand navigation, I clicked on settings. I scrolled down almost to the bottom. You see the advanced section and the change handle button. And here, if you wanted to change your handle at any point, you can, which is pretty great. In our case, we're selecting I have my own domain. And here's where we're going to put in the branded handle, bizwest.com. And at this point, you're going to get some DNS records. If you have access to your DNS records, you know what to do with this. If you don't, reach out to the person who does in your organization, and they'll understand what to do with these items. If you don't have anybody in your organization, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you get this set up. In this case, we're dealing with a text DNS value. And so I'm going to copy this value, and I'm going to come over to our DNS manager for BizWest. And I'm going to grab this domain portion as well. Looks like it just switched cameras on me. Sorry about that. And we'll drop this in. I need to add some quotes around this value. And add record. This should just take a second. Back over here, we're going to click on the verify DNS record. And you can see if all goes well, domain is verified. And we just have to click update to dhetzel.bizwest.com. And that is all that's set. While you're in here, go ahead and verify your domain. Click on this link, send a confirmation email. It's going to ask you for the confirmation code. It should have a link to be able to finalize that as well. But at this point, assuming the website works, you're going to see that in a moment his profile will be updated. That's why. Let me come in here. His profile will be updated with his updated information. And let me go back to profile. There it is. So you can see his handle is now dhetzel.bizwest.com. And that's all there is to it. It's pretty straightforward. It's a great brand. I would say once you have your user set up, make sure to follow up and keep your branding consistent. It's super important across whatever social media platforms your organization is using that you keep your branding super consistent, using the same artwork, the same color scheme, even across users. If you're going to add in a profile photo, make sure you're using similar kinds of photos. The whole point is it helps your audience clearly recognize who you are, what you're doing, and all of that information as well. So that's all I have for you today. Hope you have a wonderful day. This is Jacob with Copper Press signing out.